2025, LeBron and Luka will be unstoppable. When the news broke, everything froze. Luka Dončić was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. The arena didn't erupt, it froze. Because nobody was ready for this. Luka Dončić, the face of the Dallas Mavericks, the heartbeat of that city, the one they believed would carry them for the next decade, suddenly wearing purple and gold. 26 years old, already one of the most impossible puzzles basketball has ever tried to solve. Player who didn't just score, he beat the rhythm of the game itself. Dallas didn't lose a star, they lost their identity. And Los Angeles just found a new way to break the league's rhythm. And standing on the other side of that equation was LeBron James, the timeless ruler of basketball gravity. Two players who don't just play the game, they feel it before it happens. Two conductors, one court. So the questions came fast. Who sacrifices? Who leads? How does this even work? The answers came on the floor. February 23rd versus Denver. Luka controls the game with 32. LeBron follows with 25. A quiet statement.
Dončić the steal, James the catch, and the lay-in.
Nash, John Stockton, they all know the throw ahead.
February 26 in Dallas, Luka returns to the building that once defined him and runs the offense like he never left. No theatrics, no emotion spike, just command. March 5th versus New Orleans, LeBron attacks the rim. Luka organizes the entire structure around him.
Hayes taken by Dončić. Look at this bounce. Look at this bounce. In the field, and we're tied at 43. Fourth time we've been tied.
April 10 in Dallas. Luka drops 45 where the story began. The crowd doesn't boo, they go quiet. This wasn't chemistry being negotiated, this was gravity aligning. Two basketball minds sinking into one rhythm. No one expected this to happen mid-season. That's what made it feel bigger than a transaction. Luka Dončić leaving Dallas wasn't just a roster move, it was a realignment of identity. A franchise centerpiece joining a generational architect in LeBron James.
Here's LeBron, lay it up and in.
The conversation wasn't what happened, it was how could this possibly work? Both are ball dominant, both initiate, both control tempo. But that overlooks the one thing they share more than usage. They see the game at a processing level almost no one else reaches. The Lakers didn't acquire Luka to replace LeBron's responsibilities. They brought him in to extend them. Another mind on the floor, another solver, another player who can manipulate the defense, not just read it. Head coach J.J. Redick recognized that immediately.
We just like when his aggressiveness is turned up. We trust him with the basketball in his hands.
You know, we want him to be aggressive no matter what, but he's going to play the right way. He's not forcing things when they are double teaming. He's just kind of allowing the game to present itself, and then he makes the read.
So instead of asking who gives something up, he asked a different question. Where does the game slow down for us? The answer was clear, the elbow. Place Luka there when the entire floor becomes a chessboard. Keep LeBron in motion, screening, cutting, sealing. Let the offense breathe through decision-making, not isolation. The trade didn't just give the Lakers another star, it gave them a second operating system. When Luka arrived in Los Angeles, the results weren't instant, and they weren't supposed to be. This wasn't a simple plug-and-play system. Luka wasn't just joining new teammates, he was stepping into an entirely different offensive rhythm.
Dončić step back three. It's good. Dončić sidestep three-pointer is good.
In Dallas, the game slowed to his tempo. Wait, read, attack when ready. Everything moved around his pace. In Los Angeles, the floor never stopped moving. Cuts, recuts, flows into second and third actions. Decisions had to happen half a second faster.
With only 2:32 clocks moving. Here at Crypto.com Arena, down the middle. LeBron!
So, while the outside noise grew louder, he looks out of shape, he's forcing it. LeBron is holding him back. Inside the Lakers facility, there was no panic, only film, reps, quiet patience. Because the goal wasn't to turn Luka into LeBron, the goal was to let Luka be Luka while learning how to operate within movement instead of stillness. The first signs of alignment came in small, forgettable moments. A possession versus Memphis. Luka catches at the elbow, LeBron screens, Reeves clears weak side. Luka reads the help, snaps a pass to the corner, 3 points. No celebration, just recognition. Then the breakthrough arrived.
Dončić on the baseline, fade away, got it.
3-point line on this end. You got to figure out a way to get some stops. There's the dunk that I said with Luka.
Stolen by Dončić. James.
February 23rd versus Denver. The defending champs, the measuring stick. Luka didn't overpower the game, he guided it. 32 points with complete control. LeBron added 25 in the exact pockets Denver couldn't cover. Something clicked and the league felt it. This wasn't trial anymore, this was progression. And progression is much harder to stop.
Another timeout for Denver. Luka spins on Peyton Watson and scores. Plus,
to understand why this duo works, you have to understand where they operate from. Most teams build their offense around high pick and roll. Predictable, easy to scout, easy to load against. The Lakers shifted the access. They placed Luka at the elbow, that sweet spot just above the free throw line, where the entire court becomes a panoramic view. From there, Luka doesn't need speed, he needs angles, and angles are his native language. Once he catches there, the defense has a problem. Help too early, corner skip. Help too late, Luka scores. Switch, LeBron seals a mismatch. Stay home, pick your poison. And the key isn't just Luka's position, it's LeBron's movement. He's not standing in the corner. He's cutting, screening, slipping, pivoting like a 260-pound timing mechanism. Every possession forces a decision the defense can't hide from. If a defender steps towards LeBron's cuts, Luka fires the skip to the opposite corner. If the defense stays glued to shooters, Luka turns and attacks one-on-one. Calm, patient, inevitable. If they switch the screen, LeBron buries smaller defenders deep in the paint and Luka drops the simplest pass in the world. The touch lob that looks obvious only after it happens.
Dončić. What a combo! That's what they came. Taken now by Dončić. Up for Dalton, connect all the way long.
Watch February 26th versus Dallas again, and it's all right there. Luka at the elbow, LeBron in motion. Reeves relocating behind the play like a shadow trigger. No chaos, no forcing, just advantage, advantage, finish. This wasn't a new play, it was a new operating system. Every great duo needs a third presence, not the loudest scorer, not the flashiest athlete, but the connector, the one who keeps the possessions alive when the first read isn't there. For this Lakers team, that's Austin Reeves. Reeves doesn't overwhelm with speed or power, he wins with timing. When Luka catches at the elbow, Reeves never watches. He moves with purpose, cutting when the defender looks away, drifting to the corner when the help shifts, sliding into handoff range when the defense overplays the skip. He's always available at the exact second Luka wants him. That's not luck, that's basketball fluency. Look back to February 26 versus Dallas. Luka at the elbow, LeBron screens and slips. The defense hesitates just enough to wonder whether help should come. Reeves fades behind the play, receives the swing pass, and either shoots, drives, or flows into the next action. No pause, no reset, no wasted possession. This is what makes him essential. When defenses overplay LeBron's cut, Reeves becomes the release valve. When teams switch to stop Luka's drive, Reeves screens and slips into space. When blitzes come, Reeves controls the short roll with patience. He doesn't force. He doesn't rush. He plays at the same measured pace. Luka and LeBron dictate the tempo where decisions matter more than speed. And that's when the offense becomes something more than two stars working together. It becomes a three-mind system, still reading, adjusting, and flowing in real time.
Whether the switch or not, there's a little gap and Ja knocks down the mid-range.
Oh, Reeves, the crossover and the reverse.
Once the defense is already strained by Luka's reads and LeBron's movement, the Lakers activate the final pressure point, Rui Hachimura. He's not asked to create advantages, he's asked to finish them. And he does it with precision. Rui isn't hunting the ball, he's hunting space. While Luka operates at the elbow and LeBron flows through screens and seals, Rui waits for the half second when the defense relaxes, because it always does. A defender turns their head, help shifts one step too far, and Rui cuts strong, direct, decisive. He doesn't need isolation touches. He needs timing. Watch April 10th in Dallas, Luka's return game. Every trap Luka saw, Rui slipped baseline. Every switch LeBron forced, Rui ducked into deep position. Every scramble rotation, Rui met it at the rim. If the defense tries to tag the roller early, Rui seals his man and finishes inside. If they stay home on shooters, Rui becomes the pressure outlet in the middle of the floor. And when teams rotate to take away his cuts, the weak side automatically triggers. LeBron screens for Reeves. Reeves pops or curls. The defense now has two decisions to make at once, and both are losing options. Then, if everything is defended perfectly, the ball simply cycles back to Luka and the advantage resets. The defense is still recovering. Luka hasn't even started attacking yet. Rui doesn't expand the offense, he completes it. He's the final hammer once the door is already cracked open. Most defenses are built to guard Luka Dončić at the top of the floor.
Re-tee. LeBron will oblige with one to
Look at March 5th versus New Orleans. Luka orchestrates from the post. LeBron finishes with 34. The Pelicans run out of coverages by halftime.
A couple of moments the other night. Doncic! We're tied at 43. Fourth time we've been tied.
These aren't plays. These are inevitable reads being repeated until the opponent breaks. Everything we've talked about so far has been in the half-court reads, cuts, seals, spacing. But there's a part of this duo that no film session can prepare for: transition. Even at 40, LeBron James is still one of the most devastating transition forces in basketball. He doesn't need to outrun you, he just needs one step. Once he gets inside your shoulder, the play is over before it begins. And now he's paired with Luka Dončić, a player who throws outlet passes like he's seeing the game from the rafters. A rebound falls. Luka doesn't dribble, he looks up, LeBron is already moving. The break is not about speed, it's about early recognition. Two defenders back, LeBron chooses the shoulder and goes through it. One defender back, that's a layup or a foul, pick one. Nobody back? Check the scoreboard. This is exactly what broke Denver on February 23rd. The Nuggets don't panic, they don't turn the ball over. They are disciplined, but they couldn't reset fast enough. Every missed shot became a problem. Every slow rotation became a runway. And here's the trap. To stop transition, a team must send extra bodies back. But doing that means fewer defenders to help at the elbow, fewer targets on LeBron's cuts, fewer contests on Rui's baseline dives. The Lakers don't just run to score, they run to force your defense into a choice, and every choice is wrong. Most teams use pick and roll to create an advantage. One handler, one screener, 3 spots filled. Simple, containable, but when the Lakers run pick and roll with Luka and LeBron, the play doesn't just create an advantage, it forces the defense into a decision they cannot win, because both players can run it, and both players can punish any coverage. When Luka handles and LeBron screens, if the defense switches, LeBron seals a smaller defender inside. If they hedge, Luka threads the bounce pass to LeBron on the short roll. If they drop, Luka walks into that mid-range touch jumper or step back 3. Pick your coverage, the possession still ends with pressure. But then comes the part that breaks scouting. LeBron can handle and Luka can screen. When LeBron brings the ball up and Luka flips into the screen, defenses react early, not because they recognize the play, but because they recognize the threat. If Luka pops, that's a clean catch into instant advantage. If Luka slips, the weak side help is late by default. If they trap LeBron, he swings to Luka as the connector, and the floor stretches open again. This is where New Orleans unraveled on March 5th. LeBron didn't have to overpower the defense. Luka didn't have to dominate the ball. They simply shared the steering wheel. Not your turn, my turn. Not forced hierarchy, shared control. Shared pace, shared pressure. One pick and roll, two conductors, no safe coverage. When the trade first happened, everyone rushed to judge it. Luka's first stretch in Los Angeles wasn't his cleanest. Lower scoring, less rhythm, more turnovers. And the takes came fast. He doesn't look like himself. He came in out of shape. He doesn't fit with LeBron. And of course, LeBron is holding him back. We've heard that line before. Chris Bosh heard it in Miami. Kevin Love heard it in Cleveland. Anthony Davis heard it in Los Angeles. Anytime a high-usage star adjusts to a system built around timing and reads, the outside world mistakes learning for decline. But inside the Lakers facility, there was no concern because Luka wasn't struggling. Luka was downloading. He was learning where Reeves wants the ball, learning how LeBron disguises his screens before slipping, learning how Rui waits half a beat before cutting, learning when to slow possessions and when to accelerate them. This wasn't a step backward, it was calibration. The shift became visible slowly. Extra pass here, better angle there, more patience in the paint. Cleaner timing on entries to the elbow. And then, the February 23rd game against Denver happened. Everything aligned. The tempo was Luka's. The pressure timing was LeBron's. The spacing was intentional. The offense didn't look experimental, it looked inevitable. Suddenly, the narrative flipped. Not, does this work, but how do you guard this? The slump wasn't failure, it was the foundation being poured.
Nash, John Stockton, they all know the throw ahead by Luka. And then LeBron taking his time back and gets
Racing up the floor. Alley-oop to James. They connect again.
For 2 decades, teams have reorganized themselves around LeBron James. Not because they were forced to, but because LeBron is a system. He controls tempo, spacing, matchups, and the flow of possessions. So players who thrive next to him are usually those who play off his gravity. Shooters, cutters, finishers, defenders with timing. Kyle Korver, Shane Battier, J.R. Smith. Their spacing mattered more next to LeBron. Tristan Thompson, Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee. Their finishing became easier next to him. Austin Reeves now follows the same path. Efficient, patient, precise. But when high-usage stars joined him, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, Russell Westbrook, the adjustments were steep. Not because they lacked talent, but because sharing the center of the offense with LeBron is one of the hardest things to do in basketball. Which is why people expected Luka to struggle long-term. Luka had been the sun in Dallas. Every possession orbited him, but Luka is different from the stars who came before. He doesn't create solely with the ball. He creates with angles, with pacing, with manipulation of help defenders. He can initiate from the top, the elbow, the post, or as the screener. Few superstars in NBA history can do that, and LeBron's seen it. He doesn't see Luka as a co-star. He sees Luka as someone who sees what he sees, the same defensive triggers, the same timing windows, the same leverage points. Not a partner, a co-architect. Breakdowns, theory, practice, they only matter once the scoreboard is running. And when the Lakers hit that late February through early April stretch, the league saw the partnership stop being an idea and start being a problem. February 23rd versus Denver. The statement Denver walked in as the benchmark. The defending champions, the team everyone measures themselves against. Luka didn't try to overpower them. He simply dictated the rhythm of the game. 32 points, calm, organized, inevitable. LeBron added 25, exactly where the openings existed. It didn't look experimental, it looked intentional. February 26 in Dallas, the silence game. Dallas expected emotion, noise, a statement. Luka gave them control, 19 points, 15 assists, 12 rebounds, and not one possession forced. He didn't return to prove them wrong, he returned to show how far he'd evolved. By the fourth quarter, the building wasn't booing, it was quiet. March 3rd versus New Orleans, full synchronization. This is when everything aligned. LeBron pressured the paint relentlessly, 34 points. Luka didn't just score, he conducted, 30 points, 15 assists. New Orleans tried switching, hedging, and packing the lane. Nothing slowed the tempo. They controlled together.
Gonna let fly. On the year, the Lakers have fallen out of the top 10 as far as ball security. LeBron drifting. Action. He would get minutes anyway.
April 10th in Dallas. The Crown claimed 45 for Luka, 27 for LeBron. No theatrics, no showmanship, just certainty. This was no longer a duo learning each other. This was a system taking shape, one built on recognition, timing, and shared vision. The league didn't ask if it worked anymore. They asked how long everyone else has to solve it. Now that the foundation is built, the question isn't if this works, we've already seen it. The real question is how high the ceiling goes once the chemistry becomes second nature. The Lakers don't need to overhaul anything for 2026. They don't need more speed. They don't need more isolation. They don't need Luka to take over more or LeBron to take over less. They just need to keep leaning into the system that already bends defenses until they crack. The elbow initiation isn't going anywhere. Luka will continue to operate from the spot where he sees every rotation before it forms. LeBron will keep moving, cutting, screening, sealing, turning half steps of hesitation into layups and fouls. Austin Reeves will keep reading the backside, floating into open pockets of space the moment help shifts. Rui Hachimura will keep finishing what the movement creates, the final punch after the defense collapses. And the more they run these actions, the more automatic they become. The pacing sharpens, the timing tightens, the reads happen faster than defenses can adjust. This offense isn't dependent on perfect shooting nights. It doesn't need transition luck. It doesn't rely on isolation heat checks. It's built on processing speed, something age doesn't erode and pressure doesn't rattle. Luka and LeBron don't just play the game, they solve it. They aren't unstoppable because of talent. They're unstoppable because they see the game the same way, and once two players share one vision, the opportunities for success are endless. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit like. Also subscribe. See you in the next one.